Hello everyone, it's me again with another video for you, I guess. Um, so yeah, basically, I got done reading Cliff Blasinski's blog post, and I will say this: in some parts he's right, and other parts he kind of goes off. Like he's right about 50% of that. Well, not 50, about 75% of that. But he's like, here's the situation I find. He's talking about how, like, how Microsoft was trying to do the digital thing with the Xbox One and stuff like that, and he's talking about development cost, which I can pretty much pick apart that statement. Um, it's basically, I'll put it like this: if you want to keep in business like you hope, these studios, lower your sales expectations. Like you can cut costs, you can cut marketing costs. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. You cut marketing costs. Cuts. That saves money. I'm not saying cut them in half. Just cut them. Just cut a small portion off. That saves money. Then you worry about DLC, which I think DLC should be just done with, or at least free. You do away with DLC, give us a game with replay value, you're fine. Just give us games with replay value, and you have no problem. Games this generation have forgotten that practice. Like, yeah, if it was like, let's say, a Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3, or Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil 4, or a freaking Silent Hill, how to, like, any game from last generation that had, you unlock the bonuses, like a Street Fighter 3, a Unreal Tournament, a, what's the word I'm looking for? A Soul Calibur, a Tekken, like all this stuff. Like you go to play, I'm gonna pick like Medal of Honor Frontline. I love that game. Medal of Honor Frontline. Beat the game, you get unlockables. That to like that to me promotes replay value, and he was talking about used games too. That to me that just that is replay value down to a T. DLC, I don't think that should be. I don't think it should be like around anymore. Basically, because back in the day, and this was when the industry was booming. Now it's slowly declining, but it will boom again. Um, we didn't have all these DLC things. We didn't have all these freaking things that are connected, and it's just not it. No, the reason games like Gears of War Judgment and 3 was a good game story wise, multiplayer was horrible. But Gears of War Judgment, like the first month it was out, like it only made, I think, what was it, the first month it was like $500,000, and as where Gears of War 2 made $1 million in the first month, like sold $1 million, like made $1 million the first month. Um, yeah, I think this is all dying down. What needs to happen? And he talked about how developers don't want phoned in sequels or anything like that. You're the studio that makes the games. The publisher just approves it. So all you need to do is make an innovative new game, give us new experiences that we haven't seen before, which is very, very, very hard to do these days because I think most developers lack originality, um, which is my main pet peeve with the gaming industry these days. I don't want Call of Duty 3006. I don't want Call of Duty 3006. I want a new IP with innovative gameplay and things like that. It's not like Call of Duty's gonna phase out, let's face it. Like, the copy and pasted stuff is gonna phase out. Sequels need to be prone to longer development. It's just not like year after year. Take Assassin's Creed, for example. Oh, Assassin's Creed 1, let's wait 2 years. Alright, Assassin's Creed 2, it's good. Alright, let's go into Brotherhood. Okay. Alright, it's out. Let's go into the Revelations. Alright. Next year Assassin's Creed 3. Now Assassin's Creed 4. Oh my god, you people are rushing out sequels too quickly. My god. Uh, you make me want to. I mean, I think I've got an idea book here. I've got cases on top of the book, but in that book I have ideas I've written down over months and months and months, possibly even years. I've been writing down ideas for 2 years over the games I want to create when I'm in the industry. And what I'm wanting to do basically is something that hasn't been done. Like, I've got a game franchise already planned out. I'm not going to give a name because someone will um most likely steal it if they view this video and they're wanting to get into, which isn't likely the case because no one watches my content because of the video quality, which I find is a real shame. I know I'm not that interesting, but I'm very insightful. My whole life has been centered around video games, and that's something I take good pride in and what have you. But yeah, his blog post was touching on that, and all you need to do, you don't need to cut like development costs in half. You need to cut portions of marketing out, and the development costs need to be cut out. DLC needs to go away. That's the first gripe I have with games this generation. Like, at first DLC was supposed to be a good thing, then it turned into a big hassle. Then we had on this DLC, and I don't. DLC needs to go away. Return the unlockables. Give us replay value. That's what you need to do. And you're not providing that. You're not providing replay value. Instead, you're making us pay for replay value on top of a $60 game. And if you want day one DLC, you're spending $70 or more. That's a shady business practice. That needs to die. That really does. That needs to die. It's not. I wish we could go back to the 90s, man, when the gaming industry really started to become red hot, and then you could basically make games and any like I miss the 90s and the early 2000s because it was such a progressive time for the industry. Now it's just went downhill from there. It's not the same. There's like EA's been fucked up ever since 2007. And let's just get this out of the way. EA has done some pretty shady shit. They have done crappy things. They have done more things than they should have. I don't really see a point in all this, but I same with Capcom. They basically killed Mega Man, and he was their premier thing back in the day. I played the original Mega Man games on the NES for God, the first 5 years of my life. I played Sonic 2 for the first 2 years. My God. Or, yeah, I started playing games at 2. I started, like, my God, stuff has just went downhill. Games to me are my life, and I don't want to see it become tarnished like it is now. Game designers want to act like rock stars, have lavish parties, and they complain about money. You complain about money, yet you're able to have these lavish parties with a bunch of alcohol, different food, all this stuff. If you're allowed to have that, then you should quit complaining. You should quit complaining. That that's as simple as that. Oh, used games are the devil. No, they're not. There's something wrong with you if you think that used games are the problem, because no, it's you. You the publisher over there. You the studio over there. Just because your game didn't meet your quota, it's either, alright, no one's even, no, it's either, oh, your game sucks, or no one wants to buy it. Most of the time nowadays, your game sucks. It my God, this industry needs to be revitalized. It's going downhill, but I will say it'll go back up eventually. Like, I give it 5 years tops before the industry goes back into a full boom. But that's basically my thoughts, my opinions, anything. But the developers, well, I will give credit where credit is due. These people do work hard. I think that they work hard more than most people do in the entertainment industry because they invest their time. Well, they invest hours of their life into doing what they love, but you gotta realize if you're able to have these parties, like, my God, like, uh, I think I was talking about one thing and it went to another. I'm sorry here. I'm sorry. Like, but yeah, I know what I'm gonna title this now. The video game industry is in shambles right now, but it will reform. It's only a matter of time. You just gotta learn how to, like, yeah, you just gotta wait. It will get worse before it gets better, but it will get better, my friends. It will. It just takes time. But us, the consumer, we're not the problem if we trade in a game and then GameStop or whoever, or the mom and pop shops get it. The developer is for setting such high standards. The publisher is for setting such high standards. That's your problem. EA, that's your problem. Capcom, that's your problem. Epic, that's your problem. BioWare. I mean, Jesus. Sure, it costs millions to develop a game, and I'm an independent. I only have like a small $700 budget. Like, and that's being honest. I do develop independent games, and I only have a $700 budget to spend. Um, and that's coming out of my own pocket, believe it or not. But basically, this whole thing is centered around developers thinking they deserve more than they do. Like, oh, our game didn't sell as much because of the used copies. People are trading them in. Look, for every used copy, there's a new copy. You need to get that through your head. What Cliff Blazinski, and I look up to the guy. He's one of the reasons I want to get in this business. I look up to the guy. He is one of the people I look up to, and I'm happy to say I do. Because I played Unreal Tournament and stuff like that back in the day. I played the first Gears of War and I played the second one. I was blown away. I was blown away. It's unbelievable. But I gotta go before this video goes too long because I can't upload more than 15 minutes of footage. Bye everyone.